You're never alone. Wherever this life goes.
Hello everybody, George Kenner. So, can you make money with boxes? Now let me show you this. And I got a lot of comments off of the different Facebook groups that I belong to, and I actually started a Facebook group myself called Freedom Laser. So if you want to come over there and join me, by all means do. I even showed some of this in the, while I was in progress. And what this is it is an engraved, let me see if this one gets a little better light. It is an engraved box. It did not perforate the cardboard. Now, can you imagine getting something like that in the mail? Or if you took your product and was able to engrave your boxes so that it had something like that on it? When I was a little kid, I loved getting anything in the mail. But if it came in a fancy envelope, I was even happier. Now, why does Apple spend all the money that they do on things like, their boxing and their packaging? Packaging matters. So what I did was I flipped this over. I even made a little plaque out of wood and backed it with paper. I put some song lyrics on it that I know the person likes. And I engraved a little thing about where the cabin is. It's all done. It's ready to go. They're building the cabin and they're going to need that piece of wood. So I take and put my email address in all of the videos and down in the description, so if anybody wants to comment. I got a lot of comments about journaling. It seems as though if you take and do a journal, you will hit your goals. Someone told me that I needed to lose a little weight. Well, I wrote it down in the journal. Next thing you know, I've dropped 10 pounds. What a deal. But I did it by doing this. I even journaled about a CO2 laser and a diode laser, and here's my CO2 laser sitting here now. About 3 weeks ago, it was the last time I did a video, and the reason for it was one of my family members got sick and I had to go take care of him. That's pretty much all taken care of, but no more than I got all the mirrors and everything aligned and I had to leave. I've come back, I've spent a couple days, and I made a bunch of products. Now, if you're gonna make a product, you probably, if you're a business person, you wanna make sure that it's gonna be saleable. So what I did was I sat down and I went to my journal, I reviewed it, and I realized one of my friends has a problem and they can't seem to overcome it. And they've tried to get a little bit of help with it from other friends, and they've read a book or two about resolving your problems. And I thought, you know what? How can I make something for them that would work? And what happened was I came up with what's called a problem box. You take your problem, you set it in here, and you put it in the fireplace after you're done. Or you put it, in a bonfire. Now, could that work? I'm not sure. But would you like to give your friends one of these? I think that it was pretty nice. I actually sent the person a couple of these. Even if they never burn it, the idea that you can get rid of a problem that easily is really not that bad. I read a book called Pathway to Surrender by a psychiatrist named David R. Hawkins, and he talks about dispensing with your problems and getting a new lease on life. Now, there's another person that does that. His name's Jordan Peterson. He's a philosopher, psychologist out of Canada. He has about 2 million followers. I read something that he had said, and he says, go to the end of your bed, sit down, and ask yourself all the stupid things that you're doing. And what he said was, if you do that, probably more quickly than you imagine, the answer will arrive so quickly to make your hair curl. So what did I do? I took that and I engraved that on something, and I sent that away as a gift. All of these items that I do are gifts for my friends that I really care about. And sometimes they'll just think it's cute, sometimes they'll give a laugh, sometimes they'll even call me back. So that is the motive of doing all these things. Now, this particular box, what I did was I wanted to be able to demonstrate, and what we're going to do is we're going to burn this one. I'm actually going to write a problem in this, and at the end of the video, it's going to go into my new solo patio fireplace pit. All you do is take something like this, set it in here, cut a couple of those, you light off a match, and who knows, maybe even your problems would go away. Now, I have another thing that I wanted to do, but I didn't have time. I want to put my X tool D1 back here, and I'm going to go to that right after I finish with this project. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do in the future, if I can do it in a CO2 laser, I'm going to see if I can do it on a diode laser. So more of my followers can get an idea of what can be done. Is it effective to start with a diode laser, or should you just jump right to a CO2? The next thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take and do some glass. I want to do some rotary glass, some beer bottles, that type of thing. And if you subscribe to the channel, that's what you're going to get next. Oh, and I want to thank everybody that has been going to my Amazon influencer store and looking at all the things that I put in my store or I've used in my shop that I can share. That's a great way to share the items. Some people have even bought off the list, and I made a couple of cents. Why not? Now, this was a foam board. I made another, one of my friends has I'll call it, they like stationery. So what I did was I made a stationery box for him, and I just did it very quickly, and I didn't spend hardly any money. I integrated some small wood scraps in with it, but I just wanted to see if I could do it. And there's the foam cutout that came out perfectly. What else did I manufacture? I took some just plain paper, and I took some song lyrics and put it on there and did it in gold as though it was a central part of an old record, and then put black on the outside, shipped that off. Small things like that can make a difference. And you know, one of the things that will happen if you do these things, and not only will your friends enjoy them, but you'll come up with product ideas. If you buy a laser like this, many people wouldn't buy it as a hobbyist like I did. They're going to really want to make some money back. And if you go through the methodology of manufacturing the product, coming up with your prototype, sampling it with your friends to see whether it's liked, you're going to know. This is a very, very nice machine. I'm very pleased with it. The products that I was able to make within a matter of probably about 10 hours of just experimenting with the machine, I couldn't tell you how impressed I am with it. I do have another plan to make another box that could be done. Where did I put that box? Another box that could be made very, very inexpensively, even out of trash. So if somebody really liked the idea of, hey, just put your problems in the box, you got a friend that's got a problem, for a matter of a couple of dollars, you could probably send something like this to them, and it wouldn't be made out of wood. This is 1/4-inch plywood. It wouldn't be made out of wood, but it may work. I'm going to work with somebody else that I've met in the laser world and see if we can't perfect this in corrugated wood. Come back, subscribe, and you'll get notice of if I'm able to pull that off. And of course, I'm going to try and do it with both a CO2 laser, which of course will be much faster, and I'm going to try and do it with a diode laser. If you have any questions, by all means, write to me. Get a journal. Get a journal. There's even, Jordan Peterson actually has a class, and I think it's called self-authoring. It will take and get you writing. Journaling will really help. It will identify things that you don't think will happen. Look, I'm telling you, I journal. I put all of my stuff down. The only time I don't journal is when I'm out traveling and vacationing. But in my shop, everything I want, you know, I could go back to the date that I thought about buying the Solo. This thing's a matter of a couple $100, and I just don't throw the money away. I'll think about it before I buy it. Now I've got a way to get rid of some of my shop scrap. Again, I wish you all the best. If I can help you, please write to me. And hey, let's go burn something.
You're never alone. Wherever this life